Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, our mission is pretty laser-focused.
Very focused.
We're diving into the tvONE 221-1102-01 HDMI UTP Extender Kit from Magenta Research. So if you're an AV designer or, integrator planning a big system,
For a huge venue, yeah.
this is the deep dive you need. We're going to unpack the hardware that solves those massive distance headaches.
And what's really interesting here is the core problem it's built to overcome. I mean, your standard HDMI cable, it pretty much dies after, 50 feet?
If you're lucky.
Right. It's just not made for long hauls. So this kit sort of acts like a specialized high-speed courier for your video signal.
A courier, I like that.
Yeah, and it uses a regular Cat6 network cable as its long-distance vehicle. That's how it prevents that critical signal loss.
And when you say long distance, we are talking about some serious scale here.
Oh, yeah.
The main spec that jumps out is its ability to push high-def video and audio up to 500 feet.
500 feet or 152 meters. That's the maximum.
Over just a single Cat6 cable, and I think it also works on Cat5 or 7.
It does, but the sources are pretty clear. You should probably stick with Cat6 or better for real stability. That kind of range it fundamentally changes how you design for a big space.
It does, but there's
Yeah.
a catch when it comes to resolution, right? There's always a trade-off.
There's always a trade-off. And you really need to factor this into your system map. You get that full 500-foot run for, 1920 by 1200 or standard 1080p 60.
Okay, so full HD is fine.
But full HD is fine. But if your project needs 4K UHD, specifically, we're talking 3840 by 2160 p30 or that cinematic 4096 by 2160 p24.
Then what happens?
That maximum distance drops hard. It goes all the way down to just 200 feet, so 60 meters.
Wait, so we lose more than half our range just going from 1080p to 4K.
Yeah.
Why would I choose this over, say, a fiber optic solution for that 4K signal then?
That's a great question, and it really comes down to one core technology, HD-T.
The protocol itself.
Exactly. Think of HD-T as the language that lets a simple, unshielded copper Cat cable do all the heavy lifting of HDMI. It carries video, audio, power, everything.
So it's simpler than fiber.
Much simpler. Fiber is great for distance, but you're often dealing with expensive connectors, transceivers. IP encoding adds latency. This Magenta kit is just a robust, zero-latency, plug-and-play solution up to those 200-foot 4K limits.
Okay, so the signal gets there. What about its integrity? For protected content, compliance is everything.
It is, and this kit adheres fully to HDMI 1.4, HD-T, and crucially, to HDCP.
High bandwidth digital content protection.
That's the one. It's essential. It ensures that your Blu-ray players or streaming boxes don't just get blocked. And for the audio side, it's just as good, supporting things like Dolby True HD and DTS HD Master Audio.
That reliability seems to justify what is, a pretty high-stakes purchase. So let's talk about that commitment. The unit is listed at $390, and it has a 3-year warranty.
Right, but connecting this back to the commercial installer,
Yeah.
the hardware itself is built for that environment. The HD-One DX500 model specifically has these engineering improvements.
The quantitative improvement.
Things like much better heat dissipation, lower power consumption. And that matters because in a rack that's running 24/7, better cooling means better stability and a longer life.
Set it and forget it.
And the best part for the integrator, absolutely no adjustments, no tuning, you just plug it in.
That's key. Now, a really critical note on logistics for anyone planning a budget. This is pro-grade hardware, which means the purchasing policy is very strict. It's non-cancelable, non-returnable, and non-refundable. You have to be sure.
You do. But when you source it through a channel like HDTV Supply, they do add some to mitigate that risk. You get free shipping in the USA and, maybe more importantly, free lifetime technical support.
So if you're stuck mid-install, you have an expert to call.
Exactly.
So what's the core takeaway here? I mean, it seems like the tvONE Magenta kit is all about reliability for those intermediate to long-distance jobs in commercial spaces.
I think so. It sacrifices that maximum 4K distance to give you the stability and simplicity of copper HD-T. It's ideal for integrators who really care about ease of install and low latency.
Right.
And this brings up a final interesting question for you, the designer, to think about. Given that this device is fully compatible with tvONE's CorioMax HD basin modules, consider how integrating this long-distance courier technology fundamentally changes the scale of your centralized video switching system.
So it's not just a point-to-point solution.
Not at all. This compatibility lets it slot into a huge video ecosystem, unlocking system designs that were just impossible when you were stuck with the limitations of standard HDMI. Think about the centralized control that makes possible.